This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Can't be worse than last Monday.
5.
Coming up tonight on Middle Tennessee News. Shelbyville citizens respond to an uprise in KKK activity. A warrant has been issued for the arrest of a Bedford County man, and early voting has begun and polling stations look a bit different than normal. All those stories plus your local weather and sports, Middle Tennessee News starts right now.
This is a demonstration.
Good evening. I'm Chrissy Jones, joined by Morgan Gonzalez in the studio. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News. Governor Bill Lee is quarantined after a member of his security detail tested positive for COVID-19. The governor himself tested negative today and is feeling well, but will stay home with his wife until further notice, according to his Twitter. Governor Lee and his wife attended a political fundraiser yesterday, and the First Lady visited a Manchester elementary school this morning. An in-person media briefing scheduled for this afternoon was transferred online due to the test. The state reported a little less than 2,000 new cases and 31 related deaths to COVID today. A warrant has been issued for the arrest of a Bedford County man for charges of criminal and attempted criminal homicide. Rolando Garcia was involved in the shooting of 2 men on Sunday afternoon on Lower Halls Mills Road. The first victim died on scene and the second survived but was shot in his chest and arm, leaving him critically injured. The survivor, Jose Mendez, was able to get a sheriff's deputy's attention from the road and ask for help. Police discovered deceased victim Juan Gutierrez from the scene. The investigation is ongoing and Rolando Garcia is considered armed and dangerous. One person died in a tractor-trailer crash and fire on I-24 westbound, heading towards Nashville just before 6 p.m. on Friday night. According to Rutherford County Sheriff Mike Fitzhugh, the crash happened at mile marker 72 between I-840 and Almaville Road. The driver was taken to St. Thomas Hospital and died later that night. Investigations are still underway for the reason of the wreck. The trailer was carrying cattle, and deputies and spectators stuck in traffic helped corral the cattle.
A fire broke out in an emergency room at St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital on Sunday night. A fire at St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital's emergency department in Murfreesboro could have been much worse if not for its nurses. A patient allegedly set fire to medical oxygen on Sunday night, damaging one room and medical equipment. The nurses' quick action in extinguishing the fire prevented further damage. The Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department confirmed that no one was injured. Residents of Shelbyville are responding to more and more KKK memorabilia and propaganda around their town. The town of Shelbyville has continuously seen an increase in KKK activity since 2016, but it has not escalated to an increase in crime. Just 3 years ago, in 2017, Shelbyville was home to one of the largest KKK White Lives Matter rallies. More than 500 white nationalists and white supremacists gathered that day to rally. More recent activity has been significantly smaller, but activity is still on the rise in Tennessee and other parts of the U.S. Early voting has begun in the state of Tennessee, and you have until October 29th. Students and others who are interested in voting by absentee have 19 days for their county to receive their request and ballot. The Tennessee State Supreme Court ruled in August that concern about COVID-19 is not a valid excuse to request an absentee ballot. People can vote by mail if they believe they or someone they care for is at a higher risk for contracting COVID-19. And for more information about where you can vote or to request your absentee ballot, go to vote.gov.
Even before COVID-19 began spreading through our communities, voters dreaded going to the crowded polling sites.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
This year, the risk of potential COVID exposure has people concerned that voting in person may not be safe. Many voters are wondering what precautions they can take to avoid spreading the virus when they visit the polling site. The poll sites themselves are taking a range of precautions to minimize the risk where they can. All poll workers, such as Brenda McKee, must wear a mask and gloves, and all voters must go through checkpoints in order to vote. Social distancing is enforced and services will be sanitized.
You had your mask. You couldn't come in and vote unless you had a mask.
The number one advised precaution for those voting in person is to wear a mask and to practice social distancing.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Now Morgan joins us with our first look at weather. What do you see tonight, Morgan?
It was a warm and sunny Wednesday afternoon for us here in Middle Tennessee. Our high reached about 77 degrees today with a feels like temperature of 81. Wind speed stayed relatively constant at around 8 miles per hour, and as the night goes on, things will start to cool down. I'll tell you more about that later. Back to you, Christy.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, MTSU opened their new food court after months of renovation, and a Nashville revival ended with an escort from the police. All that and more when we come back with Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
That was the first
Jordan
one.
knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign.
this is you.
Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
that's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Baby, you see, I cannot set you free. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. A worship event that took place over this past weekend in Nashville has drawn a fair amount of criticism and could result in several COVID-related penalties. Sean Fote, a well-known Christian activist, has already held several similar events like this all around the country since the outbreak of COVID-19 in the U.S. However, it seems that this time could land the event organizer in hot water due to not properly notifying any city health officials of the event taking place, which has been estimated to have drawn nearly 10,000 people. According to Nashville Health Department spokesman Brian Todd, appropriate penalties are being pursued against the event organizer, and the investigation is still currently ongoing. One local television station is being recognized for programming excellence. Murfreesboro City TV recently received a national award from the National Association of Telecommunications. Murfreesboro government-oriented television station received 19 national awards during the 35th Annual Awards. The group of professionals accepted awards of excellence, distinction, and honor. City TV can be viewed on networks including Comcast, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and more. The award-winning team strives to communicate and promote positive aspects of Murfreesboro. Helping the blind see? Well, sort of. Just in time for fall, technology is popping up in 5 Tennessee state parks to help colorblind people experience the full vibrancy of nature. Now, 11 total Tennessee state parks will allow colorblind visitors a perspective that they don't normally get. Enchroma is a company that has partnered up with Tennessee state parks to make miracle viewfinders. Their special lenses help brains interpret information that eyes can get confused. Mo Campbell has been frustrated by the limitations of her vision before.
They match, in my opinion. I feel like what am I supposed to look at? Like, what am I doing? And like I will never forget like hearing like my older sister, my mom's like, you can't see that in the background, and I'm like, no. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Monday was the grand opening of the food court at Corlew. It has been renamed The Middle. Manager explained the different food options that will be available to students and staff. He explained how it will be Chick-fil-A, Subway's, Pizza Hut, and even a new restaurant called Twisted Taco. He tells how Twisted Taco originates from Atlanta, Georgia, and it has pretty much what the title says. It will have tacos, burritos, and bowls, and salads. He believes Twisted Taco will be popular on campus.
Some of the food venues we have here are Chick-fil-A, Subway, and Pizza, which are all returning from KUC. The new one we have here is right behind me. It's called Twisted Taco. It's based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and it's pretty much what the title says. They offer tacos, burritos, bowls, salads.
MTSU's chapter of the Young Democratic Socialists of America held the No More Knocks rally. The rally supported a bill that would end no-knock warrants in Tennessee, which allowed police officers to enter private property unannounced. The rally was held outside the Rutherford County Courthouse on Friday evening. Participants held signs in protests, and local candidates gave speeches against police brutality. No-knock warrants became a topic of discussion after the murder of Breonna Taylor earlier this year. Senator Ramesh Akbari plans to file a bill in January that will ban these arrests in Tennessee. YDSA President Brendan Donahoe says that ending no-knock warrants is a small step, but that is a step in the right direction.
The purpose is also to use this as a moment to educate towards kind of the larger structural issues that make this a problem, because you can end no-knock warrants, that's not the end of the fight. But it's a very, very good starting point.
The local comic store Outer Limits Borough isn't letting the COVID-19 pandemic slow down their business. You might expect a niche market like comic books would be a hit under such effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, owner of Outer Limits, Chase Cagle, has found a new way to grow their business in these uncertain times. Despite losing some walk-in business, they have expanded and increased their sales overall thanks to an expansion in their online sales.
I think we've actually spread our brand across more than just Middle Tennessee. I think we were able to grasp customers from across the country, and we're even shipping to the UK and Australia quite a bit now.
This increase in online business has allowed Outer Limits to keep all employees on staff throughout the pandemic, which is something the owner is proud of.
Of Wirecast.
Morgan joins us now with tonight's forecast.
Thanks, Christy. As we move into this evening, temperatures will be dropping here in Middle Tennessee. Our low tonight will be around 58 degrees, with southbound wind speeds hovering around 6 to 7 miles per hour. The skies will remain clear tonight, but they certainly will not stay that way. I'll tell you more about the week ahead after the break. Stay tuned for more on Middle Tennessee News.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Today was one of those warmer fall days here in Middle Tennessee. Our high this Wednesday afternoon reached around 77 degrees with steady winds throughout the day and clear sunny skies. As we move into this evening, temperatures will be dropping down to more fall-like temps. Our low for the night will hover around the low 60s to upper 50s with clear skies into tomorrow morning. Now, as for the rest of our week, the clouds will be rolling in and so will those fall temperatures. Tomorrow, we are looking at a warmer Thursday, with a high much like today's at 76 degrees. The first part of the day will be relatively sunny, but as we move into the evening, the clouds will come out and the temperatures will drop. Make sure to bring out those cozy fall sweaters this weekend because the high for our cloudy Friday will only be reaching about 63 degrees, with a low for the night of 37 degrees. Things will start to get a little bit warmer on Saturday, though, with a high of 67, a low of 52, and mostly sunny skies with the occasional cloud rolling through. And our week will end on a high note with partly cloudy skies and a high reaching around 73 degrees on Sunday, kind of the perfect fall afternoon. That's all for our full weather report. When we come back, Nathan Vaughn is over in the MTN Sports Den. He'll have your full sports report after the break. Stick around.
You go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Well, a lot of Blue Raider action has gone down over the last week. So to catch you up at home, here's this week's Big Blue Review.
The Blue Raiders get their first win of the season.
It's about time.
Oh, absolutely. But for this week, let's take a look back on how that happened and what else happened while we were gone. The game was back and forth the entire time until Asher O'Hara threw a 12-yard pass to Jaron Pierce to go up by 3 with 1:20 left in the game. Then, with 35 seconds left in the game, the Miami native Greg Great picked the ball off to seal the deal for the Blue Raiders. Final score, 31-28 over FIU.
What about the other sports that happened this weekend?
Well, the Middle Tennessee's men's tennis team finished the weekend with 25 wins at the Buck Bolden Battle of the Borough with Chattanooga, South Alabama, and UAB at the Adams Tennis Complex on Sunday.
Wow, 25 wins. That's incredible. Didn't golf have something happen too?
Oh yeah, golf had a huge weekend as they unveiled a brand new $1 million facility in College Grove, Tennessee.
$1 million?
Oh, absolutely. $1 million. And is set to open December of 2020. Plus, they claimed their first team win at the Grove on Tuesday.
Well, what else is going on this week?
That's a conversation for next week as we are all out of time. Back to y'all from the Noahs.
Well, we are approaching the midway point in the college football season already, and to keep you up to date, here is Around the CUSA.
Marshall is still undefeated on the year and is coming off of a huge conference win against WKU. Grant Wells is continuing to be a strong quarterback as he is averaging 210 yards and a touchdown per game. He also has a very good running back in Brendan Knox, who is averaging 110 yards and 1.5 touchdowns per game. This Marshall offense is paired with a Marshall defense that has only given up an average of 7 points per game. Marshall is strong and getting stronger. Louisiana Tech is also having a strong season as they are 3-1, and their only loss has been to BYU. La Tech has accomplished this on the arm of Luke Anthony, who has thrown for 740 yards and 10 touchdowns through only 4 games. 2 dominant wide receivers, Adrian Hardy and Smoke Harris, are the guiding forces to this strong passing attack. A combined 377 yards, 29 receptions, and 4 touchdowns, these two will test Marshall's bend but don't break defense. MTSU is coming off their first win of the season against FIU and look to keep it rolling against a team they should beat in North Texas. Asher O'Hara stayed hot this week as he recorded all 4 touchdowns for the Blue Raiders. That puts him at 10 total touchdowns on the season. If he can control the ball this week and keep scoring, look for MTSU to start a winning streak. North Texas is struggling this year as they are 1-3, but their own win is against Houston Baptist, who it seems everyone from Conference USA beats. It's not been for a lack of offense, though, as they are averaging 36 points per game, but they can't stop a nosebleed this season as they are giving up an average of 47 points per game. If the Mean Green can slow down Asher O'Hara, then their offense will keep them in this game.
MTSU Golf on the board with its first win of the season yesterday at the Intercollegiate at the Grove. The team finished with a score of 3 under par and completed a 3-stroke comeback on the final hole. Palmer Sadlowski dropped in the winning birdie putt and finished with a 5 under par score. Congratulations to the Blue Raiders, who finished its fall season with a dub. Well, that is all for us today on Middle Tennessee News. Thank you all for joining us, and make sure that to follow us on our social media accounts on Twitter as well on Facebook. And if you always want to watch further shows, make sure that you can go check out our website at middletennesseenews.net. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching Middle Tennessee News, and for Morgan Gonzalez and Christy Jones, I'm Nathan Vaughn.
So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.